Hi everyone, so this is my channel. So these are all the videos, they are in proper order. So they are everything about Moho from the very basics. You can watch them in the proper order. Now let's talk about action. So while we are in Moho, you need to go to window and open that actions panel. So this is one of the best features in Moho, very interesting. Let's talk about this. And now by default something is selected, the main line. That means you are in the main area. Okay, so you will understand that in a while. It's hard to explain what that is. The only way to do that is to show you, but keep in mind it's something called as the main line is your main timeline. So first my plan is to create a circle and to move that circle up, down, left, right using bones. So first of all I'll go here and then create a circle just like that, this circle. Okay, I'm also going to give an outline for this circle. Alright, so I just gave an outline. So here you need to convert this to a group first. So right click, group with selection. It's a group. Now you can't add bone unless you convert this to a bone layer. Alright, we did that as well. Now let's create bones. So get that bone, add bone tool, and you can do this anywhere you want. You can even draw here, but let's just do it maybe here. Okay, so I'm just going to click drag like that, just a single bone, and now make sure you hold down Alt and left click to deselect that bone. While that is deselected, you can draw this maybe in this direction horizontally, other one is vertically. You can even do this vertically, but I'm just going to do it in a way where this circle is going to go up and down. So these bones also can go up and down. That's the reason. Now for both of these, select them, and most importantly reduce this down. If something goes wrong, that means you have enabled the bone strength, so make sure to put that all the way to 0. If not, you're going to face some issues. Select this one and go to bone constraints and enable the angle constraints. That means right now if I just select this, okay, and now as you can see, let's say while you are in a frame, and now you can rotate this 360, you can rotate this 360 degrees, right? But you can't do it unless you set a limit. So let's set that limit. So angle, now as you can see, this bone won't reach beyond this line, these two lines. Now you can click drag them. For this let's give -90, for the other one let's give +90. So for the same thing for the other one, you can give -90, -19, the other one is just +90. Once you're done, you can press close down here. Okay, so actions are really cool. So that means while you have created an action, you are ready to record it. Let's say I move this one to the left side and I move the circle also to the left side. Now everything is getting recorded in the actions. Now when you go out of the action, now when you try to move this bone to the left side, okay, when you move it to the left side, the circle will also move to the left side. That's one scenario how you can do this. Another scenario is, let's say I again created a new action. This time I also put the bone to the left side. Also I made the circle to be bigger. Okay, I scaled it at least this much bigger. This means when you go out of the actions to your main line, now when you try to move this bone to the left side, the circle gets bigger too. How cool is that? This is so powerful. This is one of the powerfulest way to do character rigging. So I'm going to do and show both scenarios very quickly. So now you select the bone, and it's always a good idea to rename the bone because the bone's name is going to end up showing here. So this bone is called B1, the other one is of course bone 2. So if you don't rename bones, you will face a huge issue. Let's say you have many bones, and even if you have less bones, while we create actions, you will have many actions, and most of this will be B1, B2, B3 like this. So you don't really know which action is which one, and you will get confused. So that's why renaming is the very important part. So let's select this one, and let's now here first you have to tell what it does. Like let's say let's call this circle. So you have to put circle. So I'm just going to type circle, and then I'm just going to type left space R so that I know circle left right is this. So this one we will type, for this I have given circle up down. So we have renamed it. So I want you to select this one first, okay? This one first. And while that is selected, if you click this action, create new action button, it is going to take this name and it's going to apply it here because this bone is selected. If I don't select the bone, I have to look at this and type the same thing here without making any spelling mistakes. So even if you make one spelling mistake, it's not going to work. Therefore, just select this one and then press this so that they are 100% matching, so we won't face any issues. Now just press OK. Now this will turn into blue. It will highlight blue, and here you can see this arrow, tiny red arrow. That means now you are in the circle left right action. Now if you want to go back to the main timeline, just double click on the main line, and now we are out. And when you want to record something into this, you want to store data into this, just double click. Now whatever you do, maybe move the circle here and there, or make it bigger, or select that point tool and then mess with those points. Whatever you do will get recorded here, and that you whatever you do to the shape can be controlled using this bone. So now first we have to select the bone. So while it is selected with the bone transform tool, and put it here. While you're on frame 1, as soon as you double click this, it is going to put you into frame 1. Just keep in mind, don't go to frame 0. Make sure you are in frame 1. You don't have to do it because as soon as you double click here, it's going to put you to frame 1. Now while I'm on frame 1, I would like this bone to be fully on this side. Okay, now there is the keyframe created. Now while you are on 24, put it right here. Okay, keep it straight. Now we have something like this. Okay, also don't worry here for this because I have added that line boil to this. That's why the lines are getting animated. Don't worry about it. Now you can just go to, let's say, frame 24 and do your movement for the circle, whatever you want to do with the circle. In order to select the circle, you have to select this because that's circle. Now you can get this tool and you can maybe put it right here, or maybe out is also fine. Okay, I'm just going to put it out. Now as you can see, when I do this, okay, so see the problem. Okay, while this is standing, this one is here, that's wrong. While this is on the left side, so I have done a mistake for this bone. So what I'll do is I will select this bone layer and I'll just quickly fix it. So while I'm on here, I have to remove that first keyframe. No need that first keyframe, remember, no need. While you're here, right, just move this, select it and put it right here. See, this is what we get. So no need a first keyframe. See, this is what you get. Now I want you to double click the main line and now you're out. Now once you select this, it's not going to work. Once you select this, when you put it, see, nothing's work. It seems like it is broken. It's not broken. Now you have the ability, while you're on frame 0, you have the ability to transform this, the look of it. That's why. So if you need to see this in action, you go to 12 or anywhere, and now when you click drag, this is what is going to happen. But the other side is not going to work because we have not created action for the other side. So only here to here it is working perfectly. Okay, see, while you are testing, most of the time while we do our testing, we have to do it in a frame. Therefore, most of the time we are going to create unwanted keyframes. So always keep this as an habit to always select these and delete them once you do your testing, and keep this clean so you won't mess it up while you do your animation. Just keep this as an habit. Now I'm just going to go here while this bone is selected and press this new action button. Because it is selected, it is going to give the same name, but this time it is just going to type a 2 here, indicating that this is the second one. Okay, now press OK. Now while that is selected, here it's blue. Now we are on frame 1. No need to do anything on frame 1 for both the circle and the bone. Just move this here to 24 and put this here, and to the circle, and move the circle to the other side. Select it. While this is selected, I'll select it and move it out like that. Now we have done, and just double click on the main line, and that's it. Now while you're on, let's say here, select that bone layer, select that transform tool, and now as you can see, it is working perfectly. Now remember, I did a testing, therefore I have to delete these keyframes, all of this. Yeah, this one I will delete. No need to delete there because if I delete here, it's getting deleted here as well. Alright, so while I'm on 0, I'm just going to do the same thing for this one. but before that I'll select it. I have renamed it. Good. Now this button, and now press OK. You're 10 minutes into the video. I just paused this for a while to tell you to please like this video because I have very little views, so please support me by liking this video. Now while you're on 24, while this is selected, put it down as so as the circle selected, put it all the way down. Now just double click the main line, and while this bone is selected, okay, click here so it will create circle up down 2. Now while you're on 24, get that bone tool, put this to the top and select the circle and put it to the top, just like that. Okay, I have done it. So double click on the main line to go out. Now to test in any frame, now just try it while this layer is selected. See, it is working perfectly. Now this way I can even move the circle, let's say right here. I can do that, so I will just do a little bit here and then push it down so the circle is there. What if I want to move that circle right here? You guessed it, do this and do that. Alright, so now let's just do some testing and see how it goes. So remember this, which goes to the left side, double click on it. Now while you're on 24, let's say you don't have to move it here, move it there. So I'm just going to put it back to that place because this time maybe I would like it to become very bigger like this, not bigger. Alright, now when you go to your main line, now if you put this to the left side, it is going to grow bigger, but if you put it to the right side, it is going to go right here. We'll see how it works. So select that bone transform, and while you're on a frame, do this. See, it becomes bigger and like that. See, you have full control. That means now, hope you understood. While you're on frame 0 and while you're in this, whatever you do to the shape, including selecting that and doing this, okay, now you know what to do. When I put this here, it's going to make it grow. Alright, I'm just going to do it and show you so it's obvious. So let's see. Yeah, see, it just goes up, and I didn't make the circle small, so it recorded it. It has in the memory right here, so I should have selected the circle and made it small and did something like this. See here, that's the problem, these two keyframes. I'm just going to delete it now. Okay, now let's go back to main line and let's give it a try. So see, this is what happens. Alright, so I did a lot of undo steps until I take this back. Now imagine we can connect this and this to a controller. That means using the controller, I can move this, let's say, to this position very easily by using that controller. Okay, because now the problem is if I want to move the circle right there without a control, I have to do this, do that, and record a keyframe for this. Here's an example. So one click on this bone. Now while this bone is selected, I'm just going to press Ctrl F, so it recorded the information of that bone. So as the other one, I'm going to select and press Ctrl F. Now I'm just going to maybe go to 30 and do this. For this other one, do that. Now as you can see, this is what you get. It goes diagonally now. But if you have a controller, it's a lot easier to exactly put the circle wherever we want in the screen. So that is what we are going to do now. Also, this is what I was talking about. So if you have a controller like this one, so imagine using this controller, you are able to control the circle. How cool that will be. So if I maybe move the controller, this one, if I tilt it little bit to that direction, maybe it would move here. So if we can do something like this, this is going to be really awesome. That is exactly what I'm going to teach you. This step is called as creating the controller. Now one more thing I have to mention, while you have double clicked one of these, some of you might not know what this highlight blue color is, and if you're trying to work with your animation while this is blue, keep in mind you're not doing anything on your main timeline. Instead you're doing here into the action. That means you're going to mess everything up. So remember, that is why they are showing you a blue here, huge blue here, to remind you that you are inside this. So remember to double click the main line to go out of it. Creating the controller is so easy. So while you're on frame 0, and now you can create a new layer here or do the same thing on this itself, but it's better to create that new layer and select that new layer and create a shape, a circle. The circle means this one, okay, this circle, the same circle is the one that we are going to create here. So this can be in any color. I'm just going to change it for a different color, so it's not going to be that same green. So quickly changing it to a different color. Now this is not important, this is just optional. That is, while you have selected this layer, create another shape. This time we are going to go for this grid and put here 2 by 2, so we get to create something like this. So start from here, keep it exactly there and click drag it until it reaches here. Keep in mind, if it's not precise, then you can do it precisely. So I'm just trying all sides, just trying to make them stay precise. Now you can't really see because they are the same color. Also, all of these boxes are the same color. So I'm just going to select each of these ones and change it to a different color, so it's obviously clear to us. Now this is optional. Select the bone layer and you have to create a bone like this. Alright. See, now when I click create, it has to go here. Create it while holding shift, okay? Then it is going to maintain that straight line. See, now I did it almost perfectly, but if you need this to be more precise, this is not at all needed, okay? This is not at all needed. You can just create a guideline like this. I'm just also going to create a guideline here. Once again, this is not needed, this is optional, so I'm going to create a bone just like that by holding shift, and make sure that before you create, none of the bone should be selected. So hold down alt and left click. Now none of the bone is created. Now just click drag. Okay. Same thing, alt click here on the empty space. Now click drag to create a bone just like that. Alright, now we don't need this anymore. Okay, that shape, you can select the shape, and so I'm just going to select that shape and delete it. Okay, I deleted the shape. Now look at this. Also now for these two bones, we are going to give a limit like this. Okay, angle limit like this. Therefore, this bone won't go past that line. Same as here for this bone to just like that. For this one, just like this. This angle, right, is 30 degrees. So what we are going to do is we are going to select this, and most importantly select both, and don't forget that strength, put it to 0. If not, it's going to create a big mess. So what we will do is we will go here and enable that constraint, and now see, because I have selected both together, now I can control both at the same time. So for this it is negative 30, for the other one it is just plus 30. That's it. Now just press close. So I'm also just going to select that guide layer and delete it. Most of you won't have this. Don't worry if you don't have this extra plugin that I have added. You don't really need this. So I'm just going to delete it. But before deleting, I should have done something. That is, I will take this, select that shape, select that bone layer, and now add one more bone. Okay, while you're on frame 0, and make sure you alt click here to deselect, and now get that add bone tool and one click here. If you one click, now you are creating something called as a target, not a bone. So this is a bone and that's a target. There's a difference, right? So I'm just going to click now so that it is nicely centered. Now you can select that target if you want to. You can go here and change it to a different color. So I just gave it orange. So when you zoom out, it gets bigger too. Now you just have to connect these two to this. Okay, you have to create the target. But before you do that, even though you connect, still this bone right here is not connected to that bone. Okay, or this bone here is not connected to this bone. So you have to make them get connected, right? So first let's make them connected, then we'll connect this to this and that to this later. Okay, but for now I'm just going to get this, and naming is important, so let's rename it. So for this I'm just giving CLR, that means controller left right, controller left right. So for this one I have given controller up down. While the left right, this bone is selected, okay, while that is selected, while this is selected, you're going to create this new action button, okay, and press OK. Now we are in here inside this action. Now I want you to select that bone transform tool and put it right there, so as this one to right here. Okay, now I'm done. So when I move this, so as you can see, I made that mistake. I didn't move this CTI current time indicator to 24. That's a mistake. So remember to delete this. Okay, these two, and now let's do it again, but this time while it is on 24, and let's put it right there, and this one right here. Right now when I go, you will see that this one is controlling this one. Okay, that's really cool. Now let's go out of this to the main line, and again while this selected, you press that new action button and press OK and do the same thing. And most importantly, remember while you're on 24, let's put it to the other side now, and so as this one to the other side and double click here. Now while this is selected, press that action button and press OK. Now while you're on 24, put this to the top. Okay, I'll do the top first. Doesn't matter the order. Now you can move this to the top and double click here, and again while this bone is selected, press this new action button, and while you're on 24, move this all the way here, so this one to the bottom as well. Alright, once you have done all of this, double click on the main line and see if this works first. So I'll select that, move up, down, yeah, working. This one I'm just going to move left, right, working perfectly. Now all we have to do is connect these to that target. Okay, let's select this one, or in this case you can select both because we are going to target for the same thing. So I have selected both at the same time, or select one by one and do it. Before anything, we forgot to rename this. It's just B5. So this one I'm just going to call it as the controller. So I have given the controller, that's going to be my controller. So I'll select these two and go to bone constraint, and now as you can see it says target. Open this and select that controller, and most importantly press close. Now you have done this while I'm on frame 16, right? Now when I go to frame 0 and make sure that here it is changed, but it won't change because I have done it. I have made sure it is getting targeted while on frame 15, so that's a big problem. So delete that, and don't forget when you're doing targeting, you can of course do it in a frame too, but that is a bit advanced. But for now, while you're on frame 0, make sure to again select that target to be the controller, target controller, press close, and that's it. Now I'm just going to do this and press Ctrl J to go to that trim view, and while you are on a frame and while the bone layer is selected, you just have to select that. I'm just going to take the select bone tool, select that. Now I'm able to get that bone transform tool and do this. See how cool is this? Now there's a problem because all of these are too much, so too many targets just to control this circle, too many bones and too many things going on here. So remember, while you're on 0, select all of this, okay, all of these bones, and go to bone and press hide the selected bones. Now all of those got hidden. Now it's so clean, okay, there is no clutter. Yeah, now look at this. When I move this down, it is working, but with a problem. What is the problem? The controller itself is moving. The purple color one is moving. That is because this bone got, this target got the strength. So remember, again go to that frame 0, select that and select that strength and just lower it very much. And now when you go to a frame, when you get that, and it won't move. And how cool is this? Now it just works almost like a controller, and this is excellent. Now because all of this is the action, you can, or at any time you can just double click and change it to whatever you want. Now the best part is you have only one controller to do this. Let's say here I want to keep it to the center somewhere here, maybe at 24 I just want it to go diagonally, maybe right there, and now this is what I get. So have we covered actions? Yeah, a little bit, but not much. So there are a lot more to the actions, which I will be talking about this on the next video. I see most of you all watching this video is not liking the videos, so please give a like to this video and give a comment and subscribe.